actually.
I like to throw a little music, get hyped up. Welcome, everyone. Get this podcast / live session. Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah. Welcome to the beautiful city of Punta Gorda.
Awesome. I was just down saying hey to Max down at the Celtic Ray.
Yeah, that's my dude. So yeah, hello everybody. Trying to get the music off. I think I hear the Facebook Live. That's what I hear from your mic. Yeah.
Turn that media down. My bad.
Yeah. So hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Behind the Scenes. Today I have with me Vic LC, host of Bonafide Business Talks. Thanks so much for joining the show. I was happy to do a collabo with you.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about it, man. I appreciate you being willing to, just splice up what we got going on and see what we can do.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me, what is it you talk about on your show?
Well, with Bonafide Business Talks, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I started off just kind of winging it, seeing where it would go. But the idea behind it was I really wanted to create a platform that brought value to people in a position similar to mine. I'm running a business day in and day out, and one of the struggles that I felt was it wasn't readily easy to get information that I needed. Simple answers of, someone, for instance, like yourself, that I knew I could bring value to as a business. And how do I get to them? How do I meet with them? What's the right way to do it to where I'm not pushing them away? And to find those answers within different industries, not just mine. And everywhere I looked, nothing like that existed. So I really wanted to create a platform to provide free information to anybody in any industry, in any business, looking for answers. And so I tell people all the time, comment, send me emails, tell me what it is you're looking for, and let me go help you find it.
Send me some topics.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know the people you want to meet, people you want to hear from. I'll set up the interviews, I'll ask the questions, we'll get the answers, and we'll put it out there. So that was basically how all this started. And we're on episode 3 now. We're filming it right now while we're doing this podcast.
Episode 3 live here in Punta Gorda.
So I'm excited to
the
be
Erin Catron and Company Studios.
Yeah, right. This is a nice setup you got here, a little above where I'm at. I got to step my game up.
So one of the questions I have for you, you talk about businesses and industry. You want to share a little bit of what you do?
Yeah. The name of my company is Bonafide Measurements, LLC. We started out about 2 years ago as a measure service for contractors. We work a lot with flooring contractors. We help them expedite their services and customer service by, we have technicians stationed throughout Southwest Florida that they can input jobs and we can get measurements done quickly so they can service their customer, get estimates out without having to go out and take care of it themselves.
And Southwest Florida, you're talking about like anywhere from Sarasota down to...
Yeah, we actually just recently reached up into the Tampa area, opening a remote office up there. But as of right now, we're servicing basically from Marco up to Sarasota.
Nice.
And we're starting to get our reach into Tampa as far as doing the measure service goes.
That's awesome. So what else in addition to the measuring service?
Well, about a year into doing the measuring, we knew that we didn't want to have all of our eggs in one basket. We wanted to be multifaceted. So, we did research and we're very into technology. We know that that's the way things are going. We're sitting here, Facebook Live, podcast, all of these things. And so we wanted to really focus on technology, and we really felt virtual reality was out. People knew what it was, but it wasn't yet mainstream. So we wanted to get into something sooner than it became mainstream. And we felt virtual reality was where it was at. So we started looking into that industry. And we found the use of the Matterport camera and Matterport service to be very viable to use. That's how we got into working with real estate agents and brokers like yourself, helping them to basically increase exposure using the technology online.
Virtual reality is everywhere.
No, it's every single day it seems to grow more and more. And the uses for it seem to keep expanding. It's gone from just showcasing a home for sale to now being used for marketing. I mean, heck, I got a set of glasses. I can sit at home and watch an NBA game from courtside now, virtual reality. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's only a
crazy.
matter of time before everywhere you look is virtual reality and augmented reality. So we're doing our best to stay ahead of the curve and to constantly be thinking forward with how to use the technology.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, where do you think the industry is headed?
My industry or your industry?
Your industry. Yeah, your industry.
I honestly, I think it's up in the air right now. I mean, to me, it's the equivalent of when things like social media and the internet first started. It was there's a lot of fight against it, whether or not it's actually going to work, as well as some embracing it. And I don't think the full potential of what it's going to be used for is really understood yet. I know what it's being used for right now, and I have my own vision, and I think that the time's going to come where people are not going to go anywhere before they virtually tour something.
Right.
Whether it's purchasing a home, whether it's building a home with their builder, whether it's going to a restaurant, going to a movie theater. I mean, people are going to want to experience and see what they're going to see prior to being there to make sure that they're not wasting their time. And I
That
firmly
makes sense.
believe that that's where things are headed eventually.
Well, I know I personally have used your services on some of our spec homes that we've
Mhm.
built. So, let's walk them through something that you would do to really make one of my spec homes stand out. Whether it's already built and you had the opportunity, which you have, to walk it, video it, do the whole shebang, versus like if I'm building a spec right now, I'm giving you the plans. How can you give them a virtual tour of that before it's completely completed?
Well, first things first, I do want to clarify something for
Yeah.
you. A lot of people use the terminology virtual tour out there right now, and
Yeah.
in years past, a virtual tour was a video walkthrough. I'm sure you've heard that, and you've seen that used. You've been in the industry, and that's one of the things I fight now. Is people go, "Oh, I get virtual tours," and then they show me a video.
Yeah.
Now that virtual reality is actually being used, that is no longer a virtual tour. That is a video. And now there's actually virtual tours, which you actually, as a user, have the capability to walk through, control, look up, down, all around.
Like navigate through the home.
You're in complete control. The person behind the camera is not dictating what you're allowed to look at and when you're allowed to look at it. But to what you were asking, to showcase a home that's already done, we've expanded beyond the virtual reality because we've realized in doing the virtual reality, there's a few other things we have to bring to the table in order for a client to see us as worthy to be used. And one of those, from a real estate perspective, broker, builder, and even in some businesses, was to be able to offer some photos at a professional level, some minor videography to do some promotionals, and then we started packaging it into what's referred to in your industry as a single property website. So we're able to, when we work with someone like you, if you already have a property done that you're just trying to showcase, that we can create a 3D virtual walkthrough for any potential buyer to walk through the home prior to going out there. It's like having an open house 24 hours a day.
Nice.
Professionally edited photos. We create floor plans that go in sales packages. You're given the dollhouse view, which is what everybody loves to hear in the industry right now, that ability to be able to see the whole home from a different perspective, which is really awesome. And then we also do minor videography where we'll build a little 1 to 2 minute promotional video to showcase the home, showcase the neighborhood, whatever it may be, and then we package it into a link. Where as a business professional, all you have to do is share that link, and it showcases the home exactly where it's located, shows schools, shows it on Google Maps, photos, everything is just nice, clean cut, it's customized to your company, and it's a really awesome tool. And we use that same package with someone that's starting from the ground up. We'll go out multiple times throughout a build with a builder.
Yeah.
And we'll actually document multiple stages throughout the build. So if you think about it from a customer who's having a home built by you, if I was having a home built by you and spending money, I'd want to be involved. I'd want to see it, go on job sites.
Yeah, that's a good closing package.
It's a huge investment for me. So for you to be able to send somebody a link and go, here's an update. And even when it's just sticks and there's no drywall up, for the client to be able to walk through and see things happening, and for you to be able to put updates in there and have photos, and then just email it to them and go, here's where we are, Mr. or Mrs. Smith. Check it out. Tell me what you think. And not have to worry about that. It's really a streamlined way to keep people up to date. So
Oh, that's awesome. That all sounds like some good stuff. So, how long have you been in the industry?
Bonafide Measurements has been open for roughly right around 2 years now. We've been doing the virtual side of things it's been just a hair over a year that we got into it. And when we first got into it, we started out as babies, and we realized very quickly that we were in a position to capitalize, that there wasn't a lot of people in the industry that were forward thinking. So we grew rather quickly on the virtual side of things because we saw the demand and the value behind it for businesses and homeowners alike. So it's been a year solid now. We've been doing the virtual, and we use nothing but, we're doing aerial photography and videography now with licensed pilots. So we can do events and things of that nature as well. So we're constantly looking to make sure we're beating out the competition and staying ahead of them.
No, that's awesome. Just a little FYI, or give these guys a little backdrop information. We met actually at an open house when you were just starting your virtual reality segment of your business, I believe.
Yep, that was right around the time we were just getting started.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was right around Thanksgiving too. It was like an after Thanksgiving event, and it was down in Cape Coral. We drove down there to go see an open house, and then we had met, and I was just really impressed with your presentation and how you spoke, and I was just like, you know what, let's go ahead and have you come up and do a couple houses. I know one of the homes you did for me, which was pretty awesome. It was that townhouse, that
right on the water.
Yeah, that 3-story townhouse. I thought everyone told me they were just so amazed that they can walk in the actual elevator and watch doors close and things of that nature. That was a really great work. So
little camera trick.
Yeah,
doesn't normally work that way.
So anyway, yeah, so I just remember meeting you, and then like, you know what, he's got something really great here. I want to utilize that in my business. To accent some of my properties. So I really found that to be a huge benefit. So I know you've done many different things, but talking in my industry, what's maybe one of your favorite homes that you might have done?
Well, when it comes to homes, I have to lean towards a builder that I do work for. And it's just mainly because the work that he does just blows me away. His name's Frank R. Jenkins. He does custom homes down in Fort Myers.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of him.
He has a home. It's Town and River home. It's right down off of McGregor on the river. And the location, the home itself, his quality of work, it still to this day, it was one of the first jobs I did on full scale. I mean, I did the video, I did photos, I did virtual, I did everything. I packaged it, and I have by far gotten way better at my craft since then. And I still to this day look back and still think that that's one of my favorite ones. Like it was like, when you're doing something and things just work through you and it comes out way better than you expected.
Yeah.
That was one of those ones that I still look back on, and I use that as my own standard when I'm doing work forward. I look back at that and go, if it isn't better than that, or at least as good as that, I need to redo it. And it was just such a fun home to do. I mean, he had Clive Daniel decorate it, so I mean, top to bottom, it was awesome. So, and you guys can find that on my Facebook page too, Bonafide Measurements, Town and River. The promotional videos on there, the virtuals on there. It's an awesome home. So I think it's actually still for sale too.
How can they reach you? I know you've got a couple of different social media contact that you can drop. This is the time to do it. I know there's going to be some people out there like, wow, I want to get a hold of him. Maybe you're doing consultations to hear what they're looking at doing and seeing what you can probably give your expertise on what would really fit, and throw some ideas out there.
Yeah, I actually prefer to meet with people first before they call me and say, hey, here's a job, go do it, because to me it's a partnership. I mean, as you knew whenever we first got together, I mean, we sat in your office or down there, and we talked a lot before I actually executed the job on what your vision is as a company. As much as we provide a product, I very much feel like I'm a partner with everybody I work with, and how you see yourself is what I do to package it. But you can find us at Bonafide Measurements LLC on Facebook, on our website. My office number is 239-244-2086. My email is vice, V-I-C-E, at bonafidemeasurements.com. Cell phone number 351-9313. Reach me personally. I don't care. I work 7 days a week. I'm here to answer any questions. I employ anybody who just even thinks that they might be able to use the service to just ask me to have a cup of coffee. I'm happy to come share it with you, and to see if it's a fit for you, because there's just some businesses that my services aren't a good fit for. I mean, I hate to say this out loud, but there's a handful of people out there that have attempted to do business with me that we just don't see eye to eye on what I'm trying to deliver and what I'm trying to do as opposed to what they're trying to do. And not every business relationship is a fit.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Well, it wouldn't be behind the scenes without asking you. So give us a little behind the scenes view of things that you see have gone wrong that you thought was going to be pretty easy, and you had that quick learning curve come up on you real quick.
That's actually an easy answer, and I'll expose myself left and right on this one. It's simple for anybody out there that knows the world of editing. Adobe.
Yeah.
Boy, was I warned. My father said, son, you don't know the can of worms you're opening. There's people who go to school for 4 years and still don't know it. I've been doing it for decades, and every time I open the program, they move buttons. I'm like, I got this. Watch this. Don't believe me, just watch. And let me tell you what, the very first video I had to make, and when I first start, I don't look at you and go, hey Stas, yeah, I'm gonna do this job for you, and then I go get the data, and you're like, when am I gonna get it? And I go, I'll let you know when I'm done. I'm the type of person that's like, well, give me 72 hours, I'll turn it around. And I go sit down for the first time to make a video, and I'm like, oh man, 72 hours, huh? YouTube, what do you got? What do we got to figure out? And it was one of the hardest but the most interesting 3-day stretches of my life. The very first promotional video that someone paid me to make, I think I slept 4 hours a night for the first 3 nights, because I was learning and making at the same time, and then realizing my flaws on capturing the video. And I jumped in head first, but got to do it somehow.
So when do you feel you had that aha moment? Like you were doing this, and everyone, they have that one time when they're doing it, and they're like, man, I don't know if I should be doing this. But where was it in your experience? What were you doing when you're doing this, and you're just like, this is it. I'm gonna kill it. I know that I'm good at this. This is about to catch fire.
Mainly, it was really recently. It was probably a month or two ago, and I actually touched on this in episode 1 of Bonafide Business Talks. It was me just winging it on a video, saying that I was going to make these episodes, and the one thing I touched on was thank yous. And I received some thank you cards from some realtor teams that I work with, and they're not just fly-by-night realtors that have one listing. These are teams that do big numbers. They're big producers, they're top in their agencies, and they trusted me to help sell their homes. And when I work with teams of realtors specifically, or brokers, if I do a home that's a listing, I try to partner with them. I show up and sponsor their broker opens. I help set up, I bring food, I set up all my equipment, my camera. I'm basically their tech guy on site at the open house. Because like I said, I want it to be a partnership. This isn't a transaction of here's your thing, good luck selling your house. I want to be involved. I want to help you sell it. So I share it on social media. I push it just as much as you, and do my best. And so as I've done that, I received a thank you card from a team. If they're watching, I don't know if they are out there right now, but Irene Moser and Kimberly Campman, they work at Selling Paradise in Cape Coral. And they're an amazing powerhouse real estate team. And I have a lot of respect for them as business professionals, and I got a letter from them a card that basically said how much of a pleasure I was to work with and how much they think that I'm an asset and a part of their team.
That's awesome.
And whenever I read it, I remember thinking to myself, and I've always thought this in sales, it doesn't matter what I'm selling or what I'm doing, it's all about the relationships and the value that you bring. And I remember at that moment I realized, I'm like, all right, I'm finding my niche. Like, I'm there. I'm in it. People are feeling it. Like, I knew all along that's what I was trying to deliver. And now I'm seeing that that's what I'm doing. And I remember going, yeah, all right, it's time to push. Like, this is what I want. I want to get this as big as possible. So it's all about thank yous, man. They speak a million words in a little simple card. And that was my aha moment of, yeah, because you get times, like you said, you don't know.
The peaks and valleys.
Yeah, and that was one of those ones. I don't even know if I was in a valley when it came.
Yeah.
But it was a moment that I was like, yep. And I got them pinned up, and I said it in episode, I got them pinned up in my office. I look at them every day, and my goal is to just keep adding. I want people to feel happy that they're working with me, and that what I'm providing to them is a value and asset. And that's why we do the Bonafide Business Talks. That's why we're doing everything, is I just want to provide as much value to every person that I can. That's the name of the game.
No, that's awesome. Well, I mean, we've got still some time here. I know you've got some questions you want to fire away, so we're gonna
the tables a little bit.
We're gonna trade places here, not physically.
We're gonna put Stas on the hot seat for a minute.
Yeah. Now instead of being host, I'm gonna go ahead and answer some questions. Well, you're the host on your show, so thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate you letting us make use of your studio and what you got set up here. This is episode 3 of Bonafide Business Talk. So you were one of the first on the show. We do have a big lineup, but the idea of doing this as a tag team I thought was awesome. So I kind of brought you up to the front instead of doing the recordings.
And it was so funny how this happened. I had, like he says, relationships. I'm all about relationships too. If I physically have talked to you, done business with you, shared a meal with you, I consider you friends. And especially if I have your phone number in my phone. So when it comes to birthdays, I'm more of a personal type of person. I know a lot of people are on Facebook. It's cool. I'm not knocking anyone who does the whole Facebook or text thing, but I like to personally, physically call people on their birthdays and just wish them.
You caught me off guard when you did that.
So happy birthday, yeah. So I called him on his birthday to wish him a blessed birthday, and I had seen what he was doing on Facebook, and then we just got to chatting real quick. It was just, I really was just gonna say, hey, I know you're busy, just wanted to say happy birthday, but then we got chatting, and then so that's how we came up with doing this. So I'm really happy that all came together.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
always does,
yeah, for sure.
But and by the way, if I didn't tell you on the phone, you're one of the few people that actually called me on my birthday.
Oh,
everything else was Facebook and Instagram, and hey, like you said, I'm not knocking it. I appreciate anybody showing love, but the personal phone call, it's the same as the thank you card. I mean, it's that extra mile. It really shows. So. Again, thanks. The way we do things on Bonafide Business Talks, one of my angles is I really want to open the door. You're doing a behind the scenes thing. It's kind of the same angle, but I'm taking a little bit more of a personable approach into the actual person. This is an opportunity for me to show anybody who's viewing my content the inside world of a broker, you specifically. So one of the things I do want to ask is, how did you get into the industry? How did you become a broker? Did you start off as a real estate agent? Did you always have that vision, or was it something you stumbled into?
Well, first off, when I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. No, I'm kidding.
Some people have to.
Like anyone, I started as a real estate agent. So when I moved down here, my goal was to try to make money and stay warm.
Okay.
And long story short, I just heard someone talking about real estate and how much they made selling a home, and I was like, I can definitely do that. Yes, I've been in sales like all my life, so I was like, I can sell a house. So I took the course or whatever, and then I started interviewing different brokerages, things of that nature, and then someone at my church told me about this couple, and so I met with them, interviewed with them at their office, and when I passed the state test, I joined them, and that's how I got here to Erin, Catron and Company Real Estate back in 2011.
Man, you should have told me so I didn't say it wrong at the beginning.
Oh,
I always say it Catron. It's Catron or something. Catron.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's Erin Catron.
It's all good. So yeah, and then from there, they had a situation where they were moving back to Oklahoma. They were from Oklahoma, and the opportunity arose. They were just like, hey, we think you'd be a great fit. So I ended up taking over the company with my business partner, Lance, as you know, and became a broker, and that happened in 2015.
Okay.
And so I never wanted to be a broker. I never wanted to run a brokerage. I was cool just
selling real estate.
Just selling real estate, by myself. I was just good. But I think that some people are blessed with a skill set to do things, and it's far greater than what you think you're supposed to do with it, if that makes sense. I'm not telling you I was born to be a broker. No, I just think that all my life I've always been in kind of leadership positions, whether it was in high school playing sports or in the military. I've always just stepped up to do things, volunteered. So being a broker has been great, but so there's like a two-part thing there, where one is that serving heart. You're getting people, you're helping people find homes, their dream home, and you're feeling really great about that. Obviously, you're making good money, but it's more about how happy they are with their homes and playing that servant heart. But the second side of it was, as I seen that more and more, I still felt like I could do more. And so the past year and a half, going on 2 years, my question was, how do I get back to the community? And that's not something that I was doing often. I mean, I worked with the American Legion for a little bit, and obviously I'm still a member. And then obviously I participated for several years at my church, doing tons of different things. But it wasn't until now, it was like, how can I integrate business and give back to the community? And so that's kind of like my next chapter now.
I've seen you've had a lot going on with the actual, I don't want to use the word politics, but I've seen you involved with actual events that are surrounding the actual city and what's going on, and kind of making sure that you're involved in what's going on there. Is that correct? Am I seeing that right on Facebook?
Yeah, I mean we're going through an election where we have people voting for city council, and we want to put the best person there that's going to help the city grow. So we're in the middle of that right now, and I attend the city council meetings because I'm a downtown business owner, and we want to make sure that the city flourishes. I mean, we've got Punta Gorda is just a really great area.
I love it here, man.
Yeah, and Charlotte County in general. I just got appointed to one of the committees for the Charlotte County Commissioners for the Murdoch Village project. It's underway. So that's a 3-year appointment, which was pretty cool. That just happened, I believe, Tuesday. So anyway, that just giving back to the community in other ways too. I mean, we donations and fundraisers, participating in that. We've got a great wine walk on Thursdays here, Thursdays downtown.
I've been meaning to bring my wife up here for that. You invited me almost a year ago now, and I still haven't made it up here. So
yeah, that's kind of how I got wrapped up in all this.
So with that being said, this is kind of I guess you could say it's a follow-up question because you kind of already answered it, but what's your vision for Erin Catron and where it's going forward? I mean, you personally have your own vision, like you said, of giving back. Is that something that you're trying to create as part of this company's image, or are you staying? I mean, you see where I'm going with that? It's basically a follow-up to what you just said. I'm sure that this business is going to wear your identity since it's your business now. Some people keep that separate, so.
Yeah, when it comes to business, I wear my brand. I mean, even when I'm at the gym, it's 5:30 in the morning. I've got some type of Erin Catron and Company apparel on, whether it's like a long sleeve fishing shirt or a hat on. I think I wear my brand. The name is more important than the money it makes or the volume. Okay. The people that I work with, I don't even see it as working for. It's more like work with. How can I help build? Yeah. How can I build you up? How can I help you out? If you talk to any agent that's really dealt with me, even if they don't even work here, I mean, I'm an open book. Like, hey, this is what you can do to help grow your business. You have any questions? I'm here for you. So whether they're a part of Erin Catron Company as an agent or not, I'm always looking to wear that brand and say, hey, we're here to help. So as far as growth, I mean, I obviously would love to take over the world. Take over the county, move into several counties. I mean, we service Sarasota, Charlotte, and Lee.
I was just about to follow up and say, with that said, where do you cover? Where can people utilize you as a company, whether it's selling their home, purchasing a home? I mean, where do you reach to?
Yeah, I mean, we have a few agents up in the Sarasota area. I was just up there in Bradenton showing properties to some clients. I'm endorsed by Dave Ramsey, Barbara Corcoran, and Glenn Beck. So I service between the three counties. So we just moved into Lee County this year, and I found myself selling a lot in Lehigh Acres now. It's kind of weird.
The market out there is booming, man. I live out around that area, and houses are being built. People are buying. It was like whenever everything fell that homeowners came out there. So now the demographics being built up. It's not as many renters out there as it used to be, but I mean, there's still an area for it. But it's crazy what's going on out there.
Yeah.
So I want to go a little personal on you real quick.
Let's do it.
Only because it's Thursday night. So I know there's a sports game on tonight that you guys are going to be watching. A lot of people hate the teams playing tonight, Patriots and Giants. But what's your favorite sports in general? Is it football, like most of the country? Are you a basketball fan, soccer, golf? Where do you land in that spectrum?
I'm all about the badminton.
Okay. Hey, I heard that doesn't Punta Gorda. What do you guys got going on here?
Oh, pickleball.
Pickleball. That's the new craze.
I have not jumped into the pickleball.
You guys got like the largest court going in around here.
Yeah, the pickleball complex. It's pretty big. They're throwing events. The badminton.
Pickleball complex.
Oh yeah, it's a pickleball complex. It's actually pretty nice. It's gonna get even bigger. Well, as far as playing sports, I've always loved basketball. When I was younger, I played baseball, and I think when the strike happened in the '90s, I want to say '92. It was after the World Series. They had a strike. I was so mad at baseball. Like, how can you do this to us? I was a kid. I'm like, are you serious? Like, you did this to us?
Baseball.
And I quit baseball.
Oh wow!
I quit baseball. I pitched, and I was an all-star first baseman. I started as a catcher. I quit. I said, nope, no baseball for me.
You're listening out there, Commissioner. You hear that? You lost the star player because of your strike.
So yeah, I ended up playing basketball, and I love playing basketball. I feel like I'm in the Matrix when I play basketball. The game is so slow for me. It's
also
so fun.
6'3". Yeah, it tends to come slower for the bigger guys.
It was great. I played a lot of ball when I was younger. And but to watch, it's the NFL. I love watching professional football.
I know your team, but
yeah,
you can fill the others in. I'm not too big of a fan of it.
Hey man, we're even.
Yeah,
we're even. You won one Super Bowl against us. We won one against y'all.
For those of you who don't know, I'm a Patriots fan. He's an Eagles fan.
Philadelphia Eagles.
I can't hate. Mad respect, man. I watched the game live with Eagles fans, and I shook their hands afterwards and said, "Y'all deserved it. Y'all was a better team. It really was. Y'all were the better team, though." So.
As far as basketball, I like NBA is okay. Obviously, I'm a Sixers fan, but
so you're Philly through and through.
Yeah, I like college basketball better, and Villanova's my squad, and UNC. I always followed UNC since I was a kid. But anyway, yeah, when it comes to sports, pretty much, yeah, I'm Philly through and through.
I see you going up there all the time and visiting.
Yeah.
So I understand.
I'm actually going to Dallas on the 20th to watch the Eagles,
Are you really?
Eagles play at Jerry World.
Uh-oh.
October 20th.
That's not going to be a fun trip for you.
It'll be fun.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It'll be a good time.
Hey, I'm rooting for you because I got a Dallas person working in my office. She's watching Amy. I ain't a fan of the Cowboys, so...
I don't think anyone is.
They say it's America's team, but I've yet to meet too many
That's
people.
what Jerry says, yeah.
That's what Jerry says.
We're going to the Big D. That should be fun. It's an amazing stadium, so yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you, we'll get off the personal stuff here. One of the purposes of why I do what I do with the Bonafide Business Talks is someone out there right now watching this or listening to this may have something of value to bring to a broker or a real estate office in your specific industry. Now, this isn't speaking broad terms as the industry, but you specifically, Stas, here at your business. If someone really had something of value to bring to you and wanted to get with you, what is the right way to go about getting your attention without you having a negative view right off the bat of this guy's just trying to sell me or this girl's just trying to sell me? How do you, because our connection happened organically. I was lucky. I was running my mouth at a house and you just, something happened that you liked me. I don't know why, whatever, I'll take it. But I was blessed with you offered that meeting. But if somebody wasn't in that situation to just bump into you, what's the right way to get a hold of you? How would someone get a meeting with you to talk business?
I'm pretty approachable. I'm very open to changes and trying new things. I don't believe in cliques or just select groups. Oh, I only do this group or that group. I believe in opportunity. I'm not an easy sell by no means. A lot of people say you're a hard sell, and I have a lot of questions. I ask a lot of questions and just see if it truly brings value to what I need. And even if it doesn't bring value to me, I want people to know it's not dismissed. I'll pass your info off to someone else that I feel it could be valuable, or I'll even point you in their direction, and say, hey, you know what? This isn't something that I would really use or that I would want in my business, but I know people, there is a need for whatever you're doing, so I would go here. Or I'd even say, hey, I'd love to introduce you to some people if you're available. I'm going to be attending this event, and bring you with if you'd like.
You said we're doing that tonight, so
yeah. So yeah, if someone wanted to bring something to my attention, yeah, you could just walk up, introduce yourself, and just say, hey, if I could have a moment of your time, and then we're most likely not going to discuss anything at that time. I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
But I will give you my card and pull out my phone, and we'll look at a calendar day, and I will seriously and sincerely speak with you. I prefer that we do sit down face to face, and you give me everything. But if you have to be over the phone and do a webinar with me or something, I understand that.
Well, and for someone who can't get to you in person or luck out with that, what's your contact information for anybody viewing?
Yeah, you can reach me at, my email is Stas, S-T-A-S, at Erin, Catron, CATRON.com. You can also reach me via phone, 941-209-1561. You can also message me on my website, FloridaLifestyleNow.com. Just hit the about, you'll see us in there. You can always message us there, or you can.
Are you live answering that, or is that a automated reply?
I'll get the message on my phone.
Okay, so it goes straight to you. Okay.
Yeah, if they find me, they click on me, they message, I will get the message. Yeah, for sure. Or social media. Social media works. I get hit up a lot on social media. My Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook is Broker Stas. BROKER Stas. STAS. I try to keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Gotta make it easy.
I'm an Instagram person myself. I'm not a huge texter. I'm an Instagram guy because Instagram, I could put it on there and funnel it to everybody. But I mean, if you want to hit me up on Facebook, that's fine too.
Yeah, we got some people joining us.
Yeah, we've been on long enough. Like, what?
Someone's got to see what's going on. What's
going on?
Now you got to go back and watch again. Find us on YouTube and subscribe. Bonafide Business Talks. Last but not least, I like to end everything that I do with
a hug.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we'll do that later. But I always have to ask if you had, you like you said, you got into it because you were just looking to pay the bills and stay warm. But there's a lot of people that see the industry out there glorified. I know from experience, I'm sure you can vouch for it. I got into doing what I was doing, going, man, there's thousands of realtors everywhere. This is going to be easy. Then I found out 95% of them don't work. And within that 5%, only 10% really make a good living. And so for someone who's thinking of making that leap from either their day job or a business that they had before, and they're thinking, hey, I want to do real estate. You and I both know not everyone may have that ability, but if you have one piece of advice for someone looking to get into your world, what are the right steps for them to take, and what would you recommend doing first to make sure that it's a fit for them, or to be taking the right steps as a beginner?
Yeah, I feel like that's a
whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
Well, why don't we snip it down short, and then maybe
I
we
would
can
say
revisit later.
make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. I know a lot of people think that, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to make a lot of money. There's a lot of time that needs to be put into it. And I consider this a profession, not an industry. I work hard at what I do. I am constantly educating myself. I'm a part of committees like for Florida. I'm so sorry, I'm like drawing a blank here. Florida Association of Realtors, and then our board, I believe in education. So what I tell people up front is, hey, be ready to go to school. You know, a lot of people want to go to the class, then they pass, and then they take the state test, and they're like, oh, I want to go out and just sell real estate. Educate yourself on it. We have too many people that come in and fall out due to lack of education, mentorship. So one, make sure you're serious about this. This is going to take some time.
Yeah, it's not overnight, for sure.
If you want to do this part-time, in my opinion, unless you have an investor that's like, hey, man, I'll buy all my houses through you. You know, you just got that magical lamp. I mean, part-time's not the way to go, but, you know, make sure this is something that you're ready to invest in, put some money aside, and get ready to educate yourself. I think people that jump in should take the GRI, the Graduate Real Estate Institute course. I think that'll really help to give them some direction. But yeah, just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons, and that you're prepared to put in the work, because it looks good. I had a friend message me earlier, said, man, where you at? I was like, I'm at an open house right now. They're like, man, I swear, it feels like all you realtors do is drink, eat snacks, and make money selling homes. And I'm like, it kind of seems like that if you're looking from the outside. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, no. I know for a fact most successful agents work 7 days a week. There is no days off. If you will. That phone's always with you. If something comes up, you got to jump on it, or somebody else will. By the way, hi, Marcy. She must be one of your friends logging in live saying hi to us. So, but
my phone's way over.
Yeah, no worries. I said hi to her. I don't know her, but I said hey. So yeah, that's really it. I really appreciate you being willing to partner up what we got going on. Like I said, I'm liking this. I'm gonna give me a little setup and see what we can get going. I think you got an awesome thing set up here with behind the scenes. I think what your vision is with that, and what my vision is with Bonafide Business Talks, is kind of one and the same. I'm looking to be a little bit more, random and, less business talk, and trying to really ask the hard stuff and put people uncomfortable.
Put them on the spot.
Yeah, put them on the spot. Be that guy that no one wants to accept an interview from. But I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is episode 3 for us. I'm thankful, and I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
it was great being on yours, and thanks for being on mine. So
yeah, I appreciate you coming out. I actually, you're the first that I brought onto the episode. Most of the time that I've done this has just been me pitching answering questions that people brought up about like the buying process and about mortgages, things of that nature. So and then I have the Separate to Elevate section.
I follow you on Instagram with that.
Yeah, that's more mentorship.
I like that energy. That's a good energy.
Yeah, just being positive, just giving good advice, some motivation.
Positive optimism on the shoes. I got to look at it every day. Remind myself.
So yeah, I mean, to Separate to Elevate, that's about that. How do I separate myself from everybody else to elevate? So that's what Separate to Elevate is. Behind the scenes, real estate edition. This is trying to give people the insight. I'm gonna have a couple of other people in here. Yes, Kevin Graham, you are on the show next. I'm bringing him in. He's the owner of a title company called Suncoast One Title. So I'm Kevin. You're coming on. I was on your show, so you're gonna be on mine.
Hey, that's the way it goes. You gotta give and take, man. Give and take.
So anyway, we got to get going to that event before I don't know when it's over. I think it's over at 8. So I just want to
time to swing by there real quick.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, thanks to everybody who watched, and thanks to everybody who rewatched it or hit the replay.
It's gonna be on YouTube whenever all of this, live random stuff we got going on. It'll be on my YouTube channel again. Bonafide Business Talks. This is episode 3. For all of my viewers, thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it.
All right.
We got outro music. We gonna sound good?
Oh, I ain't got nothing.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, play.